Welcome to Elder of Zion on the Air. Every episode we make the music a little bit better. Anyway, I'm Elder.
And I'm Mrs. Elder.
And on today's episode, we're going to be listening to what some of you have given us as suggestions to only speak about one story and make them a little bit shorter. So we're going to try that. The story that we're going to speak about tonight, however, I have not yet blogged about.
I'm glad to hear it.
Again, you sound so sincere.
I am very sincere.
Today, Amnesty International USA has a Twitter account specifically for Israel and what they call the occupied Palestinian territories. They have not tweeted anything in about 40 days.
40 days.
About 40 days. Yeah, the last thing they tweeted, I could look it up, but it was something anti-Israel. They didn't tweet for when the woman was murdered this last Sunday. They didn't tweet any of that stuff because that's not, that's not newsworthy for them.
Oh, of course not.
That's not a human rights issue when Jews get killed, according to Amnesty.
How disgusting.
However, today there is a huge human rights issue that they decided for the first time in 40 days that must be publicized.
Oh my goodness, what is that human?
Again, you sound so sincere.
Here's
the tweet. Amnesty says action. They spelled circus wrong, but said, here's your action. Everybody has to work on this. The circus performer, Mohammed Abu Saka, is held without charge on trial by Israel. He's a circus performer.
A circus performer?
He must be a nice guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's look at what Amnesty had to say. Release Mohammed Faisal Abu Saka. 23-year-old Palestinian man has been detained by the Israeli military without charge or any explanation since December 14th. They want you to write to everybody. You can even see over here, they have a petition, urgent action.
Ooh, urgent action.
Yes, urgent, big letters, urgent action. In which they talk about, write to the military judge advocate general, write to the commander of the IDF. Clearly, Israel had no reason whatsoever to take this performer whose life is dedicated.
Israel detained circus performer.
Exactly, but
urgent action is necessary.
Right. His life is meant to help children. Israel is going out of its way to hurt Palestinian children, I think.
Oh no!
I think that's what they're doing. It must be.
Oh no!
It says over here everything. It says that they're. He lives in Jenin. He works at the Palestinian Circus School in Berzeit, next to Ramallah. They detained him. The International Committee of the Red Cross told his parents that he's now in the Megiddo prison, but nobody's been allowed to visit him. He was given a 6-month administrative detention in late December, and everyone wants to know why. Now, I will admit that I get frustrated when Israel doesn't explain why they're detaining Palestinians. They, of course, don't have to.
I would be.
I mean, they have a reason. They don't just do things arbitrarily, even though Amnesty makes it sound like they do things arbitrarily. They don't. But I would love to know, of course, what the real reason is. But Israel's not giving us that information.
Oh, I would like to know myself.
Well, of course, we'd all like to know. However, the Palestinians have been making this into a very big deal, even though I hadn't heard about it before today. But here's a video that they made. It was released on December 31st. Free Abu Saka. I guess that's the name that he's using. And it's a very dramatic video that shows a handicapped kid who loves him very much and misses him very much. And it's a very, very emotional. Look how sad he says he is. He says he felt sad even though he's laughing. But look at that. Look at this. Look how Israel's hurting this kid by arresting the guy from the circus. It just tugs at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
If you go to the the Facebook page of the Palestinian Circus School, you see they talk about it a lot. They have pictures of him. Now they're talking about the Amnesty thing. They also, very interestingly, have a new song from Dave Rovics. People who are fans of my blog will remember that I've made fun of Dave Rovics. He calls himself a folk singer. He's terrible, and he will take any Palestinian cause and create these instant folk songs that are really awful.
I'd like to hear a little bit of it.
You would? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the beginning of his song about Abu Saha.
He grew up in Jenin, where his neighbors lived and died. With the things he'd seen, it was pretty cut and dry. He could have been a fighter, as so many others did. He could have become a martyr, like so many other kids. Instead, he joined a circus troupe to warm the aching hearts. Sometimes a hula hoop is the best way to play your part.
There you go.
Oh.
Every one of Dave Robick's songs sound exactly the same.
Well, of course.
They're
It's Dave Robick.
It's unbelievable. He has no tune. You know, it's every single song sounds like that. It's amazing. People,
Well, they got him to do it.
they did, and well, he volunteers. He's actually a pro-terrorist. I once made fun of him. I wrote a music video after I saw him, and I saw that I saw one of his songs, and I saw there's a folk song. I'm saying I could make an entire album of songs like this in 2 seconds. So I actually wrote a song called "Pawns of the Middle East," and
Oh, let's hear this one.
somebody I know who wants to forever remain nameless sang it for me. I changed his voice and nobody would recognize it, but it was actually, I'm actually not going to subject you to this over here. Oh, maybe I'll subject you to like 2 seconds of it. Okay. You can't even understand that, I know. But nevertheless, it was, if you want to look up on my blog, "The Pawns of the Middle East" was the name of the song. Lyrics are pretty good, if I may say so myself.
You said it was the Pawns of the Middle East?
The Pawns of the Middle East.
And what date was that on?
Oh man,
Yeah, I think it
that's
was
a good
from
question.
2010.
It's 2010, August
Yeah.
2010. But just do a search on Dave Rovics, Rovics, on my blog, and you'll find it. But let's go back to the circus. So here's the Palestinian circus school. Clearly, a great injustice has been happening.
I know. Look at how happy he looks.
He's a happy
He looks like a clown.
I mean, clowns are normally scary, but look at him.
Aw.
So once we're on Facebook, we might as well look at his Facebook page, shouldn't we?
Yes. Yes.
we
Let's look
should.
at his Facebook.
So if you look at his page, you'll look, here are the pictures that are on his page.
Why don't you scroll up so that
Here's
they can
one
see that
that's
it's his page?
Yes, okay, of course. Here's sorry, this is a picture of him. Here's the Abu Saha Muhammad. Here's him playing, his performings. Here, if we go to his page, this is an interesting picture.
Oh, what does that picture mean?
It's a very good question. The picture, I didn't have to remember what the exact meaning is. I did look this up. But it says in Arabic, "This is how the keys of return will materialize." And then in smaller letters, "The bullet is waiting to be fired since 1948. So it's a picture of a machine gun, and instead of bullets, they're keys, because Palestinians like using the key as a symbol for returning to Palestine and killing, and not killing necessarily, but kicking out all of the Jews that were there.
Mm-hmm.
And this clown has decided to have a picture that shows how the Jews are going to be violently dispossessed of their homes. This is a nice clown.
Yeah, nice clown.
This is a
Very,
great
very
clown.
nice clown.
By the way, the translation, I have to give credit to Abdallah Mashallah.
Well, let's thank him. Thank
Yes,
you.
Thanks for the translation. Anyway, this is not the only interesting picture that's on the clown's page. He also
not?
has, no, it's not. He also has a picture of,
She looks familiar.
yeah, this is Leela Khaled. She's famous from the 70s. She was participated in a couple of airline hijackings. And
What a sweet lady.
she is. And if you look at the translation, it's, again, there's not the easiest way to read it, but he's essentially saying that you should teach your kids that, women are very essential to the home. But she is the poster child for Palestinian women. And this is what
She doesn't look like a terrorist, does she?
I don't know.
What do you think?
Man, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
This is the gun. I don't know. I think she's knitting.
Oh, must be.
I think that's it.
Oh, yes.
So anyway, but there's some other interesting. Oh yeah, this was a good one too. This little poster that he has over here. It's a little hard to see, but when I did a reverse Google image lookup, this poster, which he put up in 2013, this was pretty much towards the beginning of the Syrian revolution, back when there were actually good guys fighting the bad guys. This is a poster for the bad guys.
No, he's not for the
This is
bad guys, is he?
This is a poster for the Syrian army. He's a fan of the Syrian army as they were starting to.
Oh, he's not clowning around, is he?
No, he's not clowning around. This is what he's into. Now, is it a coincidence? Maybe he's just a wonderful clown, and this has nothing to do with anything. But I have a feeling that when Israel arrested him and put him in administrative detention, they might have had a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually convinced. I think they might have had a reason.
Yeah, I think so. Again, I would love to know what it really was. I'd love to know what what the real reasons are. I'm sure we're going to find out eventually. But nevertheless, things are not exactly as Amnesty wants you to think.
And then can you believe that Amnesty put that out?
Amnesty, if somebody is against Israel, Amnesty's for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty much, that seems to be the pattern.
Wow.
That's that's pretty much the way it is. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's broadcast, and hopefully we'll come up with other things, make this a little bit more professional in the future. And this is Elder,
And this is Mrs. Elder.
signing out for tonight. Good night.